Hey everyone, Aaron here from RC Hobbies. We have the brand spanking new Mini Slash 4-wheel drive. You might say, hey Aaron, we've seen a Mini Slash before, but this is a lot different than our original Mini Slash based on the 1/16 E-Revo because we don't have rocker arm suspension. So this is the brand spanking new one. We just seen this release, I guess, Wednesday this week, and we already have our first one. So going to be available 4 different colors. So we got fluorescent yellow, orange, pink, and obviously this one is fluorescent green. So very excited to kind of open this up and check it out. A lot of essentially Mini Maxx, Mini XRT parts and design, but a lot of new parts as well. It's not just a carbon copy of what we've seen Mini XRT and Mini Maxx. So let's open it up, go through it, and see what we all get in the box. So first things first, we get our radio. Basic TQ radio. So this is not going to have your TSM, anything good like that, because this is a BL 2S system. So you're going to have just your steering trim, set button, steering, throttle, brake, double tap for reverse. You're going to have 4 AA's on the back side there, and your on-off switch on the bottom. Nothing too serious. Definitely stuff we've seen in the past for sure. Have this upside down. Look. We'll grab all the other boring stuff out. So we're going to get the essentially quick start guide. We're going to have our exploded view, USB-C charger brick. So you do require a cord and the actual converter for AC to DC. You're going to get some basic UltraShock spring preload clips. You're also going to get some Mini Slash decals. So one thing I don't see in here though, maybe I'm just really blind. Oh, there they are. You get your 1.5 and your 2, as well as a wheel run as well. So it was like it was kind of hiding in there a little bit. So you ready, Austin? The brand spanking new Mini Slash. I guess we'll pull this other panel out because we get a lot of questions about this. So on the last panel, there's going to be this box. Inside this box is going to be your 3500 mAh 2S LiPo battery to run this bad mamba jamba. So, moment of truth. Let's take the plastic off and see it in all its glory. I mean, that thing is sweet. That thing is really, really, really cool. I would say it definitely looks more like the Traxxas pre-runner than it does the Slash platform, just with kind of proportions. This also has the scale UDR interior as well, so you have the mesh for your front window to protect the driver. So this is, I think, scales out to be like a super stadium truck, like the new Robbie Gordon series. This one has the latches on the side of the chassis instead of in each wheel well like we're used to seeing on the Mini Maxx or Mini XRT. Get rub rails on the top there, interior obviously, and then there is your internal cage work. So that looks pretty darn good. I mean, plastic interior too. That is not Lexan. That is actually hard plastic. One other thing we noticed with the body as well is it has this cutout right here. So we're all used to the Mini XRT issues with obviously a little bit of heat issues. This body is going to be very similar as well, just because it is so sealed off. So Traxxas did a little bit cleaner job. Instead of cutting the front window open, because it already is, they essentially just cut a nice little hole in the interior to go right over the electronics. So now that's going to go over the electronic speed control and over the motor as well. So it should keep everything a little bit cooler, and it should look, I mean, a lot more scale. I hardly noticed it when everything was on the body and it was sitting on all of the dark interior panels. So I'll go like that. You can hardly tell. You maybe see the writing on the motor, and that's kind of about it. So it's a clean job on how they cut that hole in there. So getting into the chassis now. This is an extended length chassis in comparison to the Mini Maxx and the Mini XRT. So what you're going to be getting different is obviously chassis, center drive shaft. This is going to be a 100% direct drive system, just like what we saw with the Mini Maxx. New front and rear bumpers, new shock towers, same bulkheads, however, front and rear, same servo saver and rack setup. And then you're also getting some different body mounts, obviously because they're down the sides of the chassis, different arms. So this is a substantial amount narrower, but we'll pull the Mini XRT later on so you can get a good comparison of how wide it is. Going to be the same steering knuckles, caster blocks, and rear hub carriers as we've seen on all the other platforms. and then obviously some wicked short shocks. So this is now your shock stroke. So very, very short. But getting into the electronics here, we're going to get obviously TQ with TQ receiver, no TQI, no TSM. 2056 servo, so same as the normal Mini Maxx. This is a full 110 scale steering servo. This is the same servo that's in a Stampede or a Rustler two-wheel drive. Plastic gears, but it does have a servo saver built in right on the servo itself. You're getting the BL2S system, 3300 kV brushless motor, and then the basic BL2S ESC. We get a lot of questions. BL2S, you can still only run a 2S LiPo with it. So good thing Traxxas does include that 2S 3500. Battery tray is the same exact length and dimensions as the original Maxx or Mini XRT. So they didn't change this any. So that's kind of a little bit different. But hey, we got to go with the flow. Getting into driveline. So the driveline on this car is going to be direct drive, just like we saw on the Maxx, and it is going to have the planetary diffs. So we're kind of a little interested to see the longevity of that. However, the ring and pinion are the more coarse spline, like what the VXL has, not what the 67, 79, or 78, the part numbers we were using originally way back in December to upgrade the Mini Maxx. So if you haven't checked that video, go check it out. Traxxas now has this all sorted out with the complete diffs of the 107/80. So they have that figured out. But a little bit different diff in here. Obviously a much shorter drive shaft than what we've seen on both other cars. Still the same diameter, so still the gray HD Rustler four-wheel drive ones. And we got some new tires on this bad boy as well. So these are the BFG tires. A little bit different. Usually we're used to seeing foam in the tire, but how Traxxas did this one, since it is so low profile on the inside bead, they actually just have a whole bunch of ribs inside the tire. So they are very rock hard until you get to this outer edge. It's very squishy. So that is essentially all the ribs are here, and then they kind of roll down to get the sidewall profile because the tire is very flat. And then much shorter A-arms. If we look at the bottom, a lot more flat. Like there really isn't a lot of a drop or anything like that for the skids. So a little bit different than what we're used to seeing, say like on the Mini XRT, where you have like a pretty big drop for the skid plate. Now if you can pick it up. So that is kind of the big differences there. And obviously humongous flexi bumpers, front and back. So definitely looks really, really nice. So now the whole reason everyone's here is to see the differences between the two platforms. So I'll put bodies on just so it looks the same. This is gonna be just like the Rally. This piece of paper is always gonna get in the way when you try to latch it down. But wheelbase wise, it's a little bit longer. So we'll center it up. A little bit longer on the Mini Slash, not by a whole heck of a lot. Big wheels and tires definitely make it look a little bit different, but the width. So we'll just go like this and put the Mini XRT right on top of it. So you pretty much have a full wheel width out of the body. And this has obviously the Wide Max A-arm kit. So the Mini Maxx would be a little bit narrower, but not by a whole heck of a lot. But a side-by-side comparison. I mean, honestly, Traxxas did a killer job on this body. Like so nice. I'm super excited to see the yellow one. I know Austin, the cameraman here, he is really excited with the yellow one as well. I think the pink one's gonna look really cool. You can never really go wrong with this like double stage blue and the orange either. This is like Max V1 vibes. I think they did a killer job on all the bodies. They look fantastic. So we're excited to kind of see these come in. So here in Canada, these are going to be $429. And again, that's RTR, so that includes your radio, battery, charger, everything you need minus 4 AA's to get this up and running. And then they go on sale August 29th in store, so that is next Friday. And they don't go on sale on anybody's Canadian website till September 12th. So we do have a 2-week waiting period from in-store to online sales. We are getting a whole bunch of these in stock, so if you'd like to pre-order one, obviously let us know, and we can save you one for next Friday for in-store. So out of the 4 colors, what color would you go with? Yellow, green, orange, or pink? I know what color I would go with, but I'm not going to spoil it. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what color you'd like. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. I know what I would want. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.